Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about the female characters in my story, so I hope you guys enjoy. Now, of course, I have an array of characters who make up this story, but there are at least 7 important ones, and 3 of them are girls. So as the saying goes, ladies first. So we'll start off with my main character, Akane Susan Lenora. Now this image is just a rough sketch that I drew up just to give you a visual of what I see, and the outfit that she is wearing is what she wears when she goes into Taruha and goes on her adventures. She is a 5'5", 20-year-old college graduate from Ogallala, Nebraska. She was born into a middle-class farmer's life with her father William and her mother Yoko. Her mother Yoko was born in Japan and moved to America to marry her father William, who is an American but is a European descent. Her brother is her fraternal twin. Akane was just born first. She has a good relationship with both of her parents. She gravitates more towards her mother, and for her brother, she has a typical sibling relationship with him. Now in the story, I mentioned both of her grandparents, her mother's parents, Tetsu and Nana Futenma, but I don't mention her other set of grandparents, James and Angela Lenora. She sees them more often than she does her mother's parents, but that's just because her mother's parents live in Japan. Some of her hobbies are yoga, sewing, and she also loves musicals and movies. One of her other favorite hobbies is going horseback riding, and that is because she grew up on a farm with many different kind of array of animals. Her favorite ones are horses. So she tended to go towards more horseback riding. Her favorite season is autumn, and she tends to go for more soups than anything else. And because of her grandfather, she also learned how to do martial arts. She knows basic karate, and she knows hand-to-hand combat. She sort of knows weapons training. The weapons that Akane were given are 2 twin swords. And when she turns into Taruha, she starts to learn how to do magic. She's an outgoing introvert with a passionate heart and a determination to finish any job that she starts, but she also has anxiety and she tends to overthink things. And some of her biggest fears are change and spiders and snakes. Come on, who doesn't get creeped out by those? Unfortunately, she's going through a lot of change when she finds the charm bracelet and goes off into Taruha. Which brings us to our next character, Rayhella. Rayhella is a 20-year-old temple maiden, and this is the way that I imagine their outfits. Rayhella tends to like to tie up her skirt to the side, so that's why she has a bit of a style to hers. For the months that I have in 1 year for Taruha is spring, summer, autumn, winter. And it goes from beginning, middle, and end. So Rayhella's is winter's beginning, day 14. And her birthplace is northwestern central Taruha. Now I do have it where she's only an inch higher than Akane, so her height is 5'6". Now her story when it comes to her family is a little bit harsher. She doesn't have a really good relationship with either of her parents. She has a very bad relationship with her father Tarbin because he blames her for the death of his wife Gail because she gave birth to Rayhella and died in the process. So she also doesn't have any siblings. Now Rayhella was born into a lifestyle of being bred into a soldier, but then when she turned 16, she changed it into being a temple maiden for the plant temple. She turned from being a pretty poor soldier into a temple maiden who lives just below middle class. Now when it comes to her education, because she was bred as a soldier, she has all of the education that she needed to become a soldier, the battle strategies, the war history, all that. But when she turned into a temple maiden, she turned to the plant temple where they mostly focus on medical practices, so she also learned how to make medicine. And because of this, one of her main hobbies is gardening and making medicine. She really does enjoy doing that. A new one that she developed when she turned to the temple is learning how to paint, so sometimes she enjoys that whenever she gets the chance. Now her favorite animal is snakes, which yes I know seems weird, but she just likes how regal they are and how nice they can be if you don't agitate them. Her favorite foods are a bunch of sweets. She loves sweet foods because in the army they never had any kind of ingredients to add flavor to their food. So when she first tried sweets, she absolutely loved them. And her favorite season is winter. Now when it comes to skills, of course she has martial arts fighting skills. She also has hand-to-hand combat and weapons training. The weapon that Rayhella seems to gravitate towards is a weapon that's called a Morning Star. It's a staff with a giant mace on the top of it. Because of her past, she is more of an introvert, but she does have self-preservation, she's wise, and she is very loyal to whoever she chooses to be. Her main weaknesses are that she has a lot of trust issues. And her biggest fear is losing the stuff that she has. And last but not least, we move on to our last character, and that is Kaeya, the one who created Taruha. So yes, I could have drawn Kaeya in her human form, but since most of the time in the story she's a spirit, I decided to draw her in her spirit form. Now when she created the bracelet, she was at the age of 16, but she died at the early age of 59. Her birth and her birthplace was in late spring of ancient Japan, and she is a 5'3" tall woman, or was when she was alive. She was born into a poor farmer's lifestyle with her mother and father and her few brothers, and then she changed it into a temple maiden lifestyle. And then when she created Taruha, she was basically treated like a goddess. She had a basic education, she knew a lot about magic when she turned into a temple maiden. And when it came to martial arts, she only really knew how to do defensive maneuvers. Her main hobbies were gardening and practicing her magic when she turned into an enchantress. Her favorite animals were cats, and she loved spicy foods and the season summer. During her lifetime, she was an extrovert who was willing to help anyone with their problems, which gave her a very high standard as a temple maiden before she made the charms. And because she was willing to help a lot of people, it ended up where people would abuse her power. So she ended up developing a few trust issues. And one of her biggest fears is the evil of the world and the evil of war coming into Taruha. And that concludes all of my female characters. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys stick around for the next one, because then I'll be talking about my male characters. Feel free to leave comments and suggestions down below. I would love to hear from you, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!